After years as a free speech champion, Piers Morgan is actively seeking my arrest for the following clip. Piers Morgan is actively trying to put Loki behind bars. We even spoke to him in this situation, which we'll get into. If you're not familiar with Loki, he's one of the greatest lyricists, a top UK rapper, but nowadays more of a political activist. He's been on the Piers Morgan show a few times and made Piers feel uncomfortable.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Rupert Murdoch,
Yeah.
News Corp International,
Yeah.
which employed you for several years.
Yes.
Which actually
It employs me
is
now.
It employs you now.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting to the issue.
Yes. What do you think the issue is? I saw what you tweeted. What does it have to do with me?
Not my tweets. I have a question for you. News Corp International had a charitable arm which funded the Jerusalem Foundation, which builds illegal settlements.
What's this got to do with me?
Illegal settlements in
What's it got to
Jerusalem.
do with me?
Do you condemn Rupert Murdoch?
What's it got to do with me?
Do you condemn Rupert Murdoch?
I'm not talking about Rupert Murdoch.
Do you condemn Rupert Murdoch?
You got to give Loki credit for his bravery here. He's gone on one of the most powerful platforms, Piers Morgan Uncensored, and called out the owner of it all. Rupert Murdoch, he owns the Sun newspaper, many different newspapers. He even owns Talk TV, obviously which Piers Morgan show is on that TV broadcast.
Do you condemn Rupert Murdoch?
What's it got to do with me?
Do you condemn Rupert Murdoch?
I'm not talking about Rupert Murdoch.
Do you condemn Rupert Murdoch?
I'm not talking about Rupert Murdoch.
This has never been shown on British media. This is a letter from Netanyahu's political office. It is a list of individuals that Netanyahu considered to be funders of his...
So what's the more recent events? Well, Loki actually did a interview and it was posted online, and it says Piers Morgan has been a propagandist for the Zionist genocide in Gaza, and he made some comments on there that triggered Piers Morgan to try and contact the Met Police.
He's been a key weapon of Israel throughout this war. Let's be clear, when he asks you if you condemn Hamas, he's trying to do one of two things: either criminalize you or enlist you into Israeli military propaganda.
This is the part that particularly triggered Piers Morgan.
The propagandists who were involved in the Nazi war and propagandized for them were held responsible and hanged at Nuremberg. Yeah? He has been a propagandist for the Zionist genocide in Gaza. I know it because I've lived what he's attempted to do. Both you and me were objects of that attempt. Yeah? And I think, you know, the way that he dealt with you was disgusting, frankly. He's sitting in front of a person that's lost over 20 precious members of his family, and you speak to him in such a ridiculous way and make it all about yourself.
Piers Morgan responded and said, "Wow, Loki online appears to be suggesting I should have been executed by hanging like the Nazis were after Nuremberg, because I am a propagandist for the Zionist genocide in Gaza, all because I've asked pro-Palestine guests if they condemn Hamas. Nasty stuff," and tagged the Metropolitan Police in the interview. Loki responded by saying, "You used the phrase appears to be suggesting because you know full well that I'm not actually calling for violence against you. After years as a free speech champion, you're trying to criminalize me for free speech." And he said, "I believe the following clip is the real reason that Piers Morgan is actively seeking my arrest."
Conversation with me about anything I put on Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Sam kindly resigned
Ever.
from the Times newspaper
Ever.
because of Murdoch's investment
Fine.
and bias
If
towards
you have a
Israel.
problem,
This
Loki,
document, this letter,
You're a rapper,
clearly
right?
shows Benjamin Netanyahu noting Rupert Murdoch, considering him to be a funder of his political campaign.
You're a rapper, yeah?
That's an issue.
You're a rapper. Do you condemn P. Diddy?
Yes.
Great. You see how easy it is? You take it out of your obsession, which is that you hate Israel so much you can't condemn anything that people do to them?
We see the situation differently.
Not really.
My loyalty is to the people.
I agree with you a lot
my
more.
Loyalty
I agree with you a lot more than you realise.
I view myself as loyal to the people of the camps, to the people under the bombs. I do not view myself as loyal to somebody that would end up on a list of potential funders of Benjamin Netanyahu.
If you look back at these interviews, it's pretty one-sided in favour to Loki. On Piers Morgan's own channel. Look at the comments. Do you condemn Hamas? Sure. Do you condemn Israel? How dare you ask such a question? Piers in a nutshell. Piers acting like he's not pro-Israel is hilarious. I've never seen Piers absolutely destroyed in such a way before. He had no opportunity to interrupt and drill a nonsensical point as he simply didn't have knowledge to compete. Thank you, Loki. Free Palestine. With regards to the recent comments, it seems like Piers Morgan is going to the police, and we reached out to Loki and got a quote from him on Instagram. He said to us, "Piers Morgan is actively seeking my arrest by Metropolitan Metropolitan Police with the claim that I'm inciting violence against. I pointed out the propagandists for the Nazis were legally prosecuted after the Holocaust at the Nuremberg trials. He claims that's me pointing out that at least one of the propagandists was executed, that I'm calling for violence against him. I believe his campaign against me due to me exposing his boss, Rupert Murdoch, who was included in a handwritten list of funders by Israel Prime Minister. He said, I exposed this on a show back in October 2024 and he's yet to recover his reputation as a compromised figure. It is strange that someone who's built a reputation on supporting freedom of speech is now seeking my arrest for a video clip.
It's not him. He tries to make the conversation about him. But I tell you, and something that he hasn't been made aware of yet by me, and should be, though I think he probably is aware. He only split away from Murdoch in 2025, by the way, in January 2025. A key sponsor of his program today is ExpressVPN, and this brings in a whole other topic. But ExpressVPN is owned by Cape Technologies. Cape Technologies is an Israeli company headed by Teddy Sagi. Who's Teddy Sagi? Someone that gave the Israeli military $3 million throughout the war in Gaza, throughout the genocide in Gaza. The same person giving money to Piers Morgan today.
So Lowkey has clarified, even on his response direct to Piers Morgan, that he's not calling for any violence against Piers. And Piers Morgan is meant to be a huge ambassador for freedom of speech. He himself at one point getting cancelled. It's a new era now with X. You can literally say anything. Him going to the police over the situation when Lowkey has responded and said that he is not calling for violence against him would be very bizarre. He tagged the Metropolitan Police in this on X. I don't see any response from them. It's very bizarre times over the last 24 hours. We've just seen the Nelt Boys do an interview with the Israel Prime Minister, and in it he's saying he wants to appeal to a younger demographic of Americans. It seems like this interview was set up. Very strange, them two worlds colliding. Although it's going to do massive numbers for their platform, they're losing a lot of fans for this. Many people commenting about unsubscribing, and they're being confronted by numerous other content creators on stream. I think the Nelt Boys have good relationships with people high up in power and politicians, but they're not that clued up on politics themselves. Sneeko was a person that had confronted them.
So when I first saw that, when I first saw it was leaked, I was thinking, okay, you guys are close with the Trump administration. We know the relationship you guys have. We know how Trump is basically owned by Netanyahu, whether or not you like to believe that. You guys have seen the picture of Trump pulling out Netanyahu's chair while he's sitting down, right? Every other world leader, Trump does the handshake and brings him in. Netanyahu, he just like, come sit right here, come sit there. He's the only person that Trump seems afraid of, right? And you guys are Trump supporters. You know the slogan, America First, correct? How can we put America first but send $4 billion to Israel every year?
So, wait, what about the point that I think that a lot of people make this, and I'm not saying this, but I feel like a lot of people want to say that Israel's America's strongest ally. That's what I've heard.
Right. What do we get from Israel as our greatest
No,
ally?
but I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that when you talk about...
There is a lot going on around the Nelt Boys situation, and numerous times they've been confronted by different personalities. I may make a video about that later today. If this video hits 1,000 likes, I'll cover that as well. Let me know what you guys want to see.